Was it controversial to give everyone the chance to become elites? Like some sort of class? Including silk sheets that can be used to create sleeping quarters. That's where my group is staying now. It is better to be together when an alarm is sounded at night, so we don't have to look for stragglers. The webs are commander rank monster silk, and they serve as a primary defensive device as well. So there is no loss of safety in our arrangement.
I take it that this has been approved by prior regional supervisors.
The general asked. Regional supervisors, battalion commanders, and even high clergy.
Carl agreed. That's good enough for me. Now, as a commander rank elite, what are both of your opinions on the effectiveness of the continued artillery presence on the border?
Carl shrugged. It's loud, but it helps keep the hill giants far enough off that we have time to form up when an attack starts. Without that constant harassment, they would definitely form up closer to our lines. Morgana nodded. Here, their primary purpose is deterrent, as the direct blasts are less likely to cause significant casualties against these targets than they are against awakened rank or common monsters. I know that isn't the answer that most of the military wants to hear, but with regular munitions you can't really expect them to do much to a commander rank giant.
So, your consensus is that it would be better to keep them active on the line than to remove them and redeploy them against softer targets?
General Stonewall asked. They both shrugged. Where they're needed most is above our pay grade, but we can say with some certainty that they're not useless here. General Stonewall chuckled.
Excellent answer. All right, the next is about supplies. Are there any particular shortages that you have noticed?
Morgana looked at the buffet that the cooks were setting up. Well, I wouldn't call it a shortage, but if it's possible to get at least some raw ingredients here to make fresh food, it would be appreciated by the troops. Too much canned, shelf-stable, everything is hard on morale. Even the bread is canned, and that can be made from shelf-stable ingredients here in the camp. We had a barbecue the other day, and you would think that the soldiers had never seen food before. She informed the generals. The general laughed.
That's the story of soldiers everywhere. The food always sucks, and the opportunity for fresh meat and vegetables is far too rare. But how did you manage a barbecue?
Carl raised his hand. That would be me. One of the secondary abilities of my class is to store food for my beasts in a separate space. Sometimes there's a bit of extra that is suitable for human consumption, so I will pull it out and share it with the others. This time it was one of the giant pigs that I grabbed for Hawk from the Frost Giant Nation. The general looked confused for a second.
Just how big is this pet in question?
The pig was claimed by the Dragonhawk, so about 10 kilos, give or take. I've never actually weighed him. But about normal size for a Dragonhawk, large for a normal bird. Carl replied with a shrug.
And he claimed an entire giant pig, an awakened beast that weighs over 2 tons.
The general asked. More than one actually, but that's a whole other story. He's very protective of things that he believes are his food. Morgana laughed, and the general smiled.
You make it sound as if they're your children.
They are in a way. We share a mental link, so I know everything that they're thinking, and they seem to be smarter than the other magical beasts of their time. They don't have any problems understanding humans, and they can form more creative answers than half of the people I meet, though the answers can be a bit predictable. Carl explained.
Predictable?
Carl nodded. Hawk will be hungry, and he hates all things cold or water magic. Ray has a very tortured artist dark vibe going on. And Thor just wants to meet new people, while Remy is somewhat selective, with a bias towards people who are more attuned to the elements. The generals both looked down at their notes.
I don't have anything about this Remy before you arrived here. Are they very newly bonded?
Carl shook his head. No, she's just a bit shy, and she's a spirit snake, a cold-blooded monster, so she's not a big fan of anything cold. Now that we're on the Hill Giant border, she has been coming out more. General Jackson flipped the pages of their investigative report.
Wonderful. We can start there. Do you believe the weather here is causing major issues with the war effort?
Carl chuckled. You really do have a question for everything, don't you? No, the weather here has been cooperative since I arrived. This portion of the battle is not suffering from the weather, and certainly not in the way that the Frost Giant border is. General Stonewall nodded.
The mountain border has been receiving torrential rainfall lately for no apparent reason. We suspect that it is magical, but it is causing major issues with the efforts to move through the mountains to find their hiding spots.
The mountain giants are in hiding? Morgana asked.
We could only wish. No, we've been having issues trying to track them as they retreat between engagements. Without that information, it is exceptionally difficult to guess what part of that treacherous terrain will be the target of the next major offensive. But we should focus on this portion of the Hill Giant border first. We are hoping to make changes in the ways that the elites are deployed, but we don't fully understand their battle tactics yet. I believe that there was some footage taken lately, but most of it was taken by the infantry, and the scenes of the elites in combat are somewhat distant. So, we are forced to ask directly instead of reviewing solid data.
Morgana laughed, while Carl sipped coffee to hide a smile.
What's so amusing about that?
The general asked. Morgana sighed. Have you ever seen a unit of elites fighting up close? Not all skills originate at a caster, and many of the movements require enhanced eyesight to properly track. The combat techniques are completely individualized, even if they're the same on paper. In short, I'm not sure that watching will do you much good.
And we're right back at where we started, with the fact that elites on paper and elites in the field have nothing in common. That's with the Assistant Attorney General.
General Stonewall grumbled. But we can still tell you all about the camp. Carl offered.
All right, let's start with that. I see that the artillery battalion is all off to one side of the line. Why is that? In the technical manual, it prescribes that they should be spread down the entire line to increase the effective carbon area of the bombardment.
Carl had no idea who had chosen that deployment or why. But fortunately for him, they weren't alone in the room. One of the warrior class professors sat down with them. Generals, I am Commander Smith.
I teach blunt weapons for the warrior class elites, but I am the one who ordered that deployment for the artillery. You see, we defend them with skills, but if we spread them out, we can't have one elite cover more than one piece of equipment. It is more resource effective to have a small number of powerful elites defend the artillery than to spread them out and constantly defend 50 different points along the lines. So, it is a manpower issue. Would sending more elites help?
General Jackson asked. Smith shook his head.
No, you're missing the point. The reduced bombardment range is inconsequential to their actual function. They can still provide suppressive fire when clustered. The primary original reason for spreading them was to reduce losses to enemy artillery. But we have elites for that now, and they can erect magical barriers to stop incoming artillery, so we don't need to spread them anymore. In fact, if we were to spread them, we would have to stop defending them for practical reasons, and they would become sacrificial targets in nearly every battle. Ah, I see now. So the tactics have already been updated, and Command simply didn't understand the reason. Please, continue.
General Jackson replied. The longer they sat at the table with the generals, the more people they gathered. Mostly professors, but some of the commander rank elites from the army unit who came to scope the kitchen for leftover barbecue, and a few high priests who were pretending they hadn't come for the exact same reason. That took a lot of the weight off Carl and Morgana, who now rarely had to answer questions for the generals. But they were at the table with them, and there was no polite way to excuse themselves for the next 3 hours as they finished their question session. Then, the generals finally excused themselves to go to the line and check the veracity of the answers they had gotten, and Morgana could finally begin her lessons. But by then, it was almost time for Carl to go on duty at the line, and it was time for lunch. So, she wasn't happy to have lost a large portion of her already reduced teaching time to the questions of the generals. But the other students who hadn't had to study today didn't mind in the least. Carl headed to the line for his afternoon shift, and spent most of the first 2 hours trying to decide if Tessa had actually advanced to commander rank. It felt like she had, but the beasts were split on it. She felt more dragon, and that was messing with Hawk's ability to tell how powerful she was, while Remy thought she just smelled fantastic, so it was down to Thor and Ray's opinions that she had advanced to commander rank. It was certain that something had changed after that last surge of divine energy, though. There wasn't much else to do along the line that day. The hill giants had pulled back to the point that the artillery was only sporadically firing, and the weather was mild, so everyone just sat around watching the horizon for signs that something was about to happen. That was the opposite of what was going on along most of the line, where the hill giants had renewed their push and even sent extra troops forward to see if they could cause a breach and push the elites back, forcing them to regroup further into the formerly human-held territories. They weren't normally as aggressive as the frost giants had been with their cloning program in place, but the hill giants had the power advantage, with so many of the powerful elites dealing with the mountain giants. The mountain giants had a comparatively minuscule population and a much smaller territory, but their absolute power made sure that none of their neighbors would dare to mess with them. It was a strange situation for Carl and his team, who had gotten so used to being behind enemy lines in the Frost Giant Nation, with constant targets to attack, that they didn't really know what to do with themselves in a situation where the order was to hurry up and wait. But it was a bit like a vacation, just leaning back against Thor, who was napping in the sun. Dana was leaning up against his side, while Lotus had turned Thor's head into a sun lounger, resting against his crest and between his horns, while Tessa lay on Thor's back, watching the horizon. "You looked mighty relaxed for a combat deployment," one of the other students noted. "We can still see the horizon, but you are right, this is much better than standing around doing nothing. In fact, if I don't go too deeply into meditation, I can even work on my mental focus while we wait for the hill giants to decide what they're doing." Carl agreed. "As long as you're not actually slacking when the..."
They cheer when you bleed, then call you brave, build you a throne, then dig your grave. smile while you break to hold the line. But the moment you slip, you're left behind. They love a hero just to watch him fall. They aim on a crumbling wall. You save the world, they forget your face. You scream for help, and they erase. So fuck the crown and fuck the light. I'm done with being what's morally right. If they want a monster, I'll play the part. 'Cause I'd burn the world to protect your heart. I'd rather be the villain, wear the black, laugh while the world stabs me in the back. Heroes save all and die alone, but I'll break every bone for my own. I don't need praise, don't need their cheers. I'll walk through fire, I'll feed on fear. This world don't deserve a man who bends, so I'll be the end that never pretends. They preach about peace while holding knives, telling us who's wrong, who gets to survive. They kill us all to save the day, but I choose you anyway. Your tears mean more than 1,000 lives, so let your balls are showing. Run and hide. Call me evil, call me cruel, but loving you breaks every rule. So fuck the halo, I'll wear the horns. Love like ours was made in storms. You don't need a savior dressed in white. You need someone who'll stand and fight. I'd rather be the villain, take the blame, carve your name in fire and flame. Let the world scream, let kingdoms fall. As long as I know I gave you all, no medals here, no second chance, just bloodstained fists and a final stand. But I'd sell heaven and burn the sky if that's what it takes to see you alive. Just means I finally let the real in. I wasn't made to be adored. I'd rather be the villain and be the curse than let them treat your life as worse. I'll be the chaos, the final call. If loving you means I lose it all, let the world judge, let angels cry. I won't repent, I won't comply. So crown me mad, make me a sin, but just no height too Hey, my babies, I know last Christmas was rough. We had no lights, no tree, not even enough. You ask why Santa didn't stop.
In the face of overwhelming darkness, there lies a power waiting to ignite. Not a power of brute force, but of unwavering self-belief. A power that knows no bounds, fueled by the very essence of one's being.
When shadows rise and doubts ignite, and whispers try to
ghost, to recognize what matters most. The will to rise above the pain, to break the chains and rise again. I am the sun in darkest night. I am the fire burning bright. Unbound, unbent, my spirit free. The power within belongs to me. So let your spirit soar. Let your true self shine. Embrace the power within, for it is limitless, unyielding, and eternally yours. Rise and become the sun. There's a silhouette on the steeple, dark against the moon. A whisper through the pine trees, humming out of tune. Gravel roads keep secrets, buried deep below, where the weeds grow wild and the cold winds blow. He walks among the ruins, boots worn to the bone. Every step a memory, every mile alone. The stars above are quiet, no comfort in their glow. Just a restless heart and a debt he'll never owe. Oh, the fallen angel, wings burn black. Tried to fly but couldn't come back. A sinner's prayer in a lonesome night. Lost in the dark, searching for light. His shadow trails on empty streets where memories intertwine. Ghosts of past regrets whisper silent lines. Dust settles on the crossroads where destinies divide, leaving behind footsteps that the fates have tried to hide. Oh, the fallen angel, wings burn black. Tried to fly but couldn't come back. A sinner's prayer in a lonesome night. Lost in the dark, searching for light. The bottle's dry, the clock won't chime. The devil's laugh echoes through time. A shattered soul in a hollow frame, cursed to wander, calling his name. Oh, the fallen angel, wings burn black. Tried to fly but couldn't come back. A sinner's prayer in a lonesome night. Lost in the dark, searching for light. Oh, the fallen angel, wings burn black. Tried to fly but couldn't come back. A sinner's prayer in a lonesome night. Lost in the dark, searching for light. Waves crash hard, a familiar roar. Echoes of battles fought and of those I swore to protect with this fist, this iron will. A hero's burden climbing every hill. They call me Garb, the fist of the Marines, chasing down villains through treacherous scenes. Justice is my creed, etched deep in my soul, but a ghost of a smile takes its heavy toll. For the sake of the weak, I'll stand my ground. Though the darkness I face wears a familiar sound. My blood runs true, but a different path they tread. A father's tears for the words of them said. This anvil heart beats a lonely rhythm against the tide of fate. I will never give in. I've seen empires crumble, seen heroes fall, faced the underworld's might and answered the call. My strength is a legend, a force to behold, but the battles within are the stories untold. To wield this authority, this righteous might, when the enemy's face reflects mine in the light. A bittersweet duty, a crown I must wear, carrying this legacy beyond all compare. For the sake of the weak, I'll stand my ground. Though the darkness I face wears a familiar sound. My blood runs true, but a different path they tread. A father's tears for the words left unsaid. This anvil heart beats a lonely rhythm against the tide of fate. I will never give in. What is justice when it tears at your kin? A choice I have made, where does freedom begin? Is the line drawn in sand or etched in the bone? This solitary path I must walk alone. The weight of the world on my weary shoulders, as the embers of hope slowly grow colder. justice. And for them.
You see a relic, a ghost in a broken crown. You see the ashes of a throne that a tyrant burned to the ground. You see the soldier, you see the chains I wore. You have no concept of the man who walks through this door. I answer to no God, I bend to no machine. I am the last true testament to a bloodline you never see. You think I fight for justice, you think I fight for good. You fight to save, I fight because I should. Because I must, because I can, because I choose not to lose. Because the fire in my core, the ego that's in my creed, the status in my blood is all I'll ever need. Cause it is the pride I bleed. This isn't power, this isn't rage. This is the fire that escapes the cage. This is the soul they couldn't take. The will that bends but will not break. The one belief you can understand. The anthem of the unbound. So cut me, bleed me, try and break me. You will not now, and cannot ever put a single dent on the weight of my pride. I watched a fool stumble his way to the top, a low-class grinning simpleton who never learned when to stop. He taught me failure, he taught me shame. He made me shatter my own name. And from the fragments I built a sword, a weapon forged a new accord. You think I want your friendship, you think I need your praise. I am intent on ending this and going my own way. You fight for others, I fight to prove I can. I am not a hero, I am my own man. The fire in my core, the ego that's in my creed, the status in my blood is all I'll ever need. Cause it is the pride I bleed. This isn't power, this isn't rage. This is the fire that escapes the cage. This is the soul they couldn't take. The will that bends but will not break. The one belief you can understand. The anthem of the unbound. So cut me, bleed me, try and break me. You will not now, and cannot ever put a single dent on the weight of my pride. I fought for a title, I fought for a ghost, I fought for the things that I had lost. That fire is cold, it burned away. But I found a new flame, a different war. Not for a planet, but for what's behind that door. So go ahead, touch what is mine, and you will see a warrior truly divine. You see a purpose I have found, a final line drawn in the sand. Lay one hand on them, I'll crush you where you stand. Cut me, bleed me, try and break me. My pride is the one thing you can't erase. This royal weight, you can't take this deadly pain. Only I can bear. This is my power, this is my rage. I am the fire that is the cage. I am the standard, I am the line, and everything I have is mine. I am a warrior, yes I am.
He hunted for the medicine, desperate, broken, slow. He traded his life for pennies in dungeons far too low. He walked into that hidden room with nowhere left to go. The statue stood there judging the life he'd failed to show. He closed his eyes accepting the final fatal blow. But when you've tasted poison, you learn the antidote. When you have truly nothing, you change the line you wrote. The game is only played for keeps, the throne is only won. The final breath he thought he drew had only just begun. From the alley to the apex, from zero to the crown. Hey! He's the darkness in the eyes and gives his one command. A legion waits for him to rise from shadows sword in hand. A monarch is born. This is the anthem of the one who climbed up from the floor. When the world leaves you with nothing, you just come back asking for more. Now see him cut the skyline in tailored midnight black. He moves just like a phantom who never glances back. His eyes, they glow with purpose. His words are etched in cold. A pair of daggers gleaming. He is the coming night. His knuckles cracked and shattered. He learned to be alone. Relentless, hard and battered. He built a brand new throne. He had to be so fearless to make the power his. The record of his struggle proved exactly who he is. From the alley to the apex, from zero to the crown. Hey! He's the darkness in the eyes and gives his one command. A legion waits for him to rise from shadows sword in hand. A monarch is born. This is the anthem of the one who climbed up from the floor. When the world leaves you with nothing, you just come back asking for more. He danced upon the edge of death. He learned to fight alone. He turned his pain and raging breath into a solid throne. His effort was relentless. His will became the law. He was the only hunter who could save them from everything he saw. He's the apex. He's the warden, all of the fear. He forced his nightmares to obey. He made his furrows kneel. The shadows that you run from are the weapons that he'll wield. He'll face the impossible. He will stand alone. The greatest power ever known. A monarch is born. Struggle, 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 struggle. A monarch is born. Struggle, 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 struggle. A monarch is born. This is the anthem of the one who climbed up from the floor. When the world leaves you with nothing, you just come back asking for more.
We were not built for glory's eyes. We learned in silence how to rise from broken soil, from bone and dust. We made our lives with patient trust.
The world
stayed, the hands that held but walked away. But under all that's loud and grand, our voices made of ash and sand.
We are the ones who light the dark, without a crown, without a spark. We are the quiet flame, burning steady, not for fame. We don't shout, we don't claim, but we remain, oh we remain. We are the embers glow, the fire beneath the snow. You may not see our name, but we are the quiet flame. We are the quiet
I carry songs I never wrote, in every breath, in every note.
of mothers' hands and fathers' weights, of those who stayed when storms would break.
They didn't march,
They didn't roar, but still they built a sacred shore. And every time I lose my way, I hear their courage in my veins. Not every blaze was meant to blind. Some burn slow and still outshine. We are the quiet flame, burning steady, not for fame. We don't shout, we don't claim, but we remain, oh we remain. We are the embers glow, the fire beneath the snow. You may not see our name, but we are the quiet flame.
we are the stories never told, the hands that warm when nights get cold.
We are the breath between the beats, the roots that hold beneath your feet. We are the quiet flame, always here, always the same. We won't fade, we won't bend. We are the start, we are the end. We are the embers glow, we are the ones you'll never know, but still we light the way. We are the quiet flame. We are the quiet flame.
We We are the quiet flame.
Midnight shadows on lonesome hill, whispered tales from a silent mill. Moon's a witness to our outlaw cries. Beneath these stars, the devil lies. Old man's raven marches every sin. Whiskey bottles where our tales begin. Ghosts of preachers, they come in waves. Preach your redemption from beyond the grave. Sing hallelujah in the midnight rain. Got a spine, got a story drenched in shame. With a cross on the back and a devil's grin. This is our graveyard whiskey hymn. Sweet salvation in a minor key. Banjos playing in monotony. The river's dark, but it cleans us whole. Baptized by fire, we save our soul. Oh, 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 oh. When the chapel bells stop ringing and the night feels like it's bleeding, we'll sit all unafraid in this gothic serenade. Oh. Cemetery dreams in the dead of night. Candles flicker, giving me Graveyard Whiskey Hill. Sing hallelujah in the midnight rain. Got a spine, got a story drenched in shame. With a cross on my back and a devil's grin. This is our Graveyard Whiskey Hill. The midnight rain, got a spine, got a story drenched in shame. With a cross on my back and a devil's grin. This is our Graveyard Whiskey Hill.
Oh, land of the unknown and paths of pure strife. No shadow protects me, no tears shown for light. I am not the lightning, I'm not the fire that glows. I am the bare branch struggling where the deep winter blows. No genius whispered my name, no fortune was given free. I'm silent devotion, a soul wearing down for me. Sweat is my talent and hunger my gasoline. They laugh at my slow step, at the effort they've seen. Call me the failure. I say I'm coming for more. This wild horse, never hitting the floor. I'm the cowboy who crosses the desert of dread. I'm the soldier of battle, unarmed, but I'll win the war. No gifted hand, but I will rise. But I will rise. The night is too long on my desk. My weary hands bleed dry. How many times have I fallen? How many dreams pass me by? But I tighten the belt on a stomach that's hollow. I wipe off the dust of defeat and chase hard tomorrow. They wait for the break and they wait for the bitter retreat. They don't see the furnace inside where persistence is sweet. Call me the failure. I say I'm coming for more. Call me as a wild horse, never hitting the floor. I'm the cowboy who crosses the desert of dread. I'm the soldier of battle, unarmed, but I'll win the war. No gifted.
There's something wrong with this.
I will rise. I will rise. Talent is a silk thread, so easy to sever. But struggle is granted, a strength that lasts forever. Let them have the easy way, I will have the endurance. Let them start with the lead, I will claim the conclusion. I will rise. I will rise. I will rise. I will rise.
bad. Not too bad. Still a long time.
Stepping into battle, ready for war. The warrior's oath burns forevermore. With every march, with every stride, the line awakens deep inside. Hear the lions roar, commanding the field. Hear the lions roar, my fate is sealed. Warriors gather as legends are born. The heavens tremble at a lion's roar. The arena calls, the crowd ignites.
Well, back to what worked tomorrow night, not during the
Battles
day.
taught me, trained my skill. The warrior's oath I must fulfill. The path I walk is paved with might. Time to level up, it's time to fight.
I'll be back to work
Blood pumping hard, adrenaline
late tomorrow
high, the
evening,
moment's here. Do
because I get
or
tonight
die,
off
my
because of the
legacy
bank holiday.
grows with every war. Now watch me unleash the lion's roar. Hear the lions
Back
roar.
I just gotta go sort something out. Maybe like 5 or 10 minutes.
Hear the lions roar. My fate is sealed. Warriors gather as legends are born. The heavens tremble at a lion's roar. Level up, level up. The warrior's oath demands respect. Boss battles come, boss battles fall. The lion's roar conquers them all. Walking toward destiny, fear me now. Determination on my brow. Previous fights were just the start. This battle will tear worlds apart. The warrior rises to claim what's mine. Time to level up one final time. Commanding the field. Hear the lions roar. My fate is sealed. Warriors gather as legends are born. The heavens tremble at a lion's roar. People think it's the noise that destroys a man, but it's the silence that breaks him clean. The road was empty, no sound but my boots, kicking dust off memories tangled in roots. Moon hid behind clouds like it knew my sins. Didn't want the sky to see where I begin. A cold wind crawled beneath my coat, carrying rumors only shadows quote. I lit a smoke, felt the night in hell. One more flame, begging not to fail. Silence settled heavy, thick as tar, the kind that tells you who you really are. A man doesn't fear the dark. He fears hearing his own truth in it. It was the silence that broke me, not the screams, not the lies, not the fight. It was the quiet that spoke free, tearing my soul slow in the dead of night. You can hide from pain, from fate, from plea, but not from the silence that broke me. I pushed open the door of a roadside bar, looking for anything that didn't feel far. The jukebox hummed a wounded tune, like it had lost someone under the same moon. A man in a hat nodded without a word, like he knew every thought I'd ever heard. He poured a drink, amber and slow, said silence follows you wherever you go. A woman in the corner blinked tears of steel, eyes that forgot how to pretend to feel. She whispered, night ain't cruel, it's honest. I said, that's what scares me the most. Silence cuts deep and never misses. It was the silence that broke me, soft as breath, sharp as a blade. It was the stillness that woke me from lies I didn't know I'd made. You can run from sound eternally, but not from the silence that broke me. There's a moment right after the last word dies, where the entire world leans in and listens to the part of you you've kept buried. I walked outside, rain hanging in the air, like the sky couldn't decide if it wanted to care. Puddles mirrored pieces of who I'd been, a man stitched together with whiskey and sin. I heard my heart beat louder than the storm, saw my breath rise in a spectral form. The silence pressed closer, cold and near, whispering truths only the broken hear. It said you never ran from the world, you ran from yourself, and damn, that cut deeper than anything else. It was the silence that broke me, split me open without a sound. It was the quiet that spoke me, told me what I'd lost, what I'd found. If tomorrow forgives, if the night sets me free, the silence will still remember me. Silence days, and that's why it wins.
There's a face in the mirror I don't recognize. Look into my eyes, does it terrify you? going down your spine, leave you paralyzed till your body can't move. I'm a nightmare in your dreams you created. Got an appetite for
They came at dawn with foreign banners. 10 legion deep across the snow. They promised gold if I bend the knee. Promised death if I said no. I watch my brothers fall like timber. I watch my homeland burn to ash. But I still hold my father's iron, and I still walk my people's path. No knees, no God, no kings. I am the last of my bloodline standing. Let them ride, I died alone with northern wind and steel in hand. No knees, no God, no kings. I am the last of my bloodline standing. Let them ride, I died alone with northern wind and steel in hand. The emperor sent his priests and prophets, said their God would set me free. I told them I have seen their heaven, built on bones of men like me. My ancestors sleep in these mountains, their voices howl in every storm. I will not trade their names for mercy. I will not die upon my knees in foreign form. No knees, no God, no kings. I am the last of my bloodline standing. Let them ride, I died alone with northern wind and steel in hand. No knees, no God, no kings. I am the last of my bloodline standing. Let them ride, I died alone with northern wind and steel in hand. So send your army, send your saints, paint my shield with 100 scars. When I fall like thunder, and the crows will know whose war this was. No knees, no God, no kings. I am the last of my bloodline standing. They will find me facing north unbroken where the old world ends. No knees, no God, no kings. I am the last of my bloodline standing. Let them ride, I died alone with northern
Brett wants
wind
me
and
to
steel
run
in
Farm Spring
hand.
for free. Yeah, man.
Tell them how I stood, tell them what it cost. The North remembers what the Empire lost. Build that fire. Don't let it die. This is the last time I'm telling you. Remember everything. Remember every day that your bitch-ass father or mother wasn't there. Remember every fucking time your parents chose others instead of you. Remember Remember every time your so-called loved ones abuse you and walk free like it was nothing. Remember being a helpless kid, mocked, laughed at, torn down until you broke inside. Remember every damn day when the one you trusted, girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, cheated, used you, threw you away like trash. They tried to strip your soul away, but the fire's still burning every day. Remember everything, don't let it fade. Every fucked up choice that they made. Remember the pain, remember the sting. Don't forgive them. Remember everything, build that fire. Don't let it die. Spit in their face every time they lie. Remember the hate, remember the sting. Don't forgive them. Remember everything. You're worth more than anything in this world. Priceless, but they tried to take that away. Sharpen that fire, keep it inside. That's what keeps you alive. Don't let them win, don't let them make you cry. The half demon is here to tell you, don't cry like I did. Don't let them tear you down like they tore me for years. Stand strong, remember everything, and never forgive. They don't deserve it. Your scars are weapons, your rage is proof. Their sins are carved in the fucking end truth. Remember everything, keep it raw. Every lie they fed, every fucking flaw. Remember the nights, remember the sting. Don't forgive them. Remember everything, sharpen that fire, let it rise. Burn through the pain, burn through their lies. Remember the rage, remember the sting. Don't forgive them. Remember everything. Believe in yourself. You're not weak, not a pussy, not a sucker, not their freak. One day you'll rise above all the pain, become something most will never attain. It may take years, it may take your blood, it may take sacrifice drowned in mud, but if I did it, then so can you. Through every scar, through every wound, hold that fire. Never forgive.
Man, I need another drink already.
In a land where old fiction is a reality, inside a town that's cloaked in silence, I stand there with you in my arms. Tears pour down as I roar to the heaven, feeling the cold touch on your skin. They call me the greatest hero, the symbol of hope all across the world, the man who will always save the day. But heroes wear chains made of praise and fame, and I wore my blind till the day she lay cold in my arms. My sweet dear, my beloved, my wife, along with our unborn child, both lost to a scheme masked as a righteous cause. They called it a tragedy, a life lost too soon, but all I saw was red, the truth in the rot of the state.
It wasn't some great mastermind nor an enemy of mine. It was them, and that broke it all. That was the day all hope died, when the fire in me stopped burning bright. I turned on the world I had saved, city by city, grave after grave. Their prayers now screams, their skies painted red, their eyes once filled with hope now look at me with terror. They begged, they cried, and still I marched with vengeance ahead. But then she came, this world's light, the healer, the saint, who stood all alone. She begged me to stop, then raised her
Right, now I need a
hand
military tank battery.
and met me in battle, scarred and unplanned. Every life she failed to save, every death I caused, she fought not just me, but herself inside, losing the mercy she'd sworn to guide. And as we clashed in this war, she wept and screamed, not for justice, but the life lost. This was the war no one could win. Love turned to ruin, light turned to sin, and from the dark her fallen sister rose, a nightmare born from pain untold, an eldritch wrath continent wide. Her voice alone could tear the sky. She saw what I'd done, the lives turned to dust. And when I struck down her hope and love, she intervened and time itself screamed, unleashing a power beyond any dream. A soul fractured, a cosmos torn, a hero's end, a monster born. And there the saint knelt, blood on her hands, cradling the fallen in the ruins we once called home. Tears streamed down as she called her name, not with hate, but with a voice of agony. And in that gaze I saw myself. She wept in sorrow and grief. What had I done? Memories flash in my mind, my wife's smile as she looks at me with so much warmth. I laid down my crown as tears poured down. No more hate, no more suffering. I let the winds take what remained of my flame. And under the stars, the once greatest hero faded with the wind. Wake up, hear the clock tick slow. Another day, another mile to go. I kiss my kids and hold them tight, praying that I get one more night. Ain't no promise in the rising sun, ain't no deal with time once it's done. We all walk with a shadow close, never knowing which way the wind will blow. When my time comes, will I be afraid? Will I have done enough? Will I leave a trace? Will they know I loved them with all I had, or just a name carved in stone and sand? I fight to stay, I fight to run, but I can't outrun the setting sun. I've seen strong men fall too young, heard a mother cry for her only son. One bad turn, one twist of fate, and a lifetime's gone in a breath too late. So I hold on to what I can, every moment, every grain of sand. I ain't scared to meet my grave, but I ain't in no rush to dig it today. When my time comes, will I be afraid? Will I have done enough? Will I leave a trace? Will they know I loved them with all I had, or just a name carved in stone and sand? I fight to stay, I fight to run, but I can't outrun the setting sun. I just wanna see my babies grow, hold my grandkids, letting my story be told. But the road ain't paved with guarantees, and fate don't ask, it just takes what it needs. So I live today like it's all I've got, make peace with the battles I've fought. And when that black train calls for me, I'll go knowing love still carries my name. When my time comes, will I be afraid? Will I have done enough? Will I leave a trace? Will they know I loved them with all I had, or just a name carved in stone and sand? I fight to stay, I fight to run, but I can't outrun the setting sun. So if I don't wake come morning light, know I held on with all my might. And though my hands may turn to dust, my love won't fade, my soul won't rust. When I feel the strain of the war in my head, when my prayers are faint and my voice is dead, when I'm worn from the battle and my armor is torn, when it feels like I was born into a turbulent storm, when the night keeps whispering, give up the fight, when the shadows keep telling me there is no light, deep in the silence, beneath all the pain, a fire still burns in the cold pouring rain. Power rise though the night surrounds me, I'll stand though the world may fall. The King of Heaven walks beside me, and his power will conquer all. Let the darkness hear my battle cry,
Let the angels descend from the sky.
the gates of hell begin to shake. By his strength I will stand, and by his name I will not break. my soul, but heaven answered my desperate call. The broken warrior stands once more with heaven's fire inside my roar.
You want?
I don't beg for forgiveness, I don't ask for a break. I walk straight through the storm like a hammer through plate. If the void wants me broken, it can test what I'm made of. I was built in the wreckage, I was hardened by hatred. Let the wolves circle in, let the darkness get loud. I stay solid when the strong ones bow down. No deal, no escape, no running away. I'll finish what I started. Honor without mercy, no weakness in my blood. I don't kneel, I don't sell my name for an easier flood. Honor without mercy, I hold the line alone. If it costs me flesh to stay myself, I pay it bone by bone. I don't wear my scars like a crown for the crowd. I don't ask to be pardoned for the oaths I've avowed. I've seen strong men crumble for a second of peace, so I carry my code like a chain that won't release. Let the wolves circle in, let the darkness get loud. I stay solid when the strong ones bow down. No deal, no escape, no running away. I finish what I started, come what may. Honor without mercy, no weakness in my blood. I don't kneel, I don't sell my name for an easier flood. Honor without mercy, I hold the line alone. If it costs me flesh to stay myself, I pay it bone by bone. No mercy for the lie, no safety bought with shame. I'd rather burn completely than forget who I became. Call me heartless, call me cruel, I call it staying true. I won't break my backbone just to comfort you. So I hold, I stand through the ashes, through the ending.
I can't breathe, I can't let go. My hands are tangled in the rough spun cloth. The world is gone, the station disappears. You're real, you're here, you're wiping all the tears. You smell like desert dust and coming home. I told you I would wait right on this ground, and now the lost is finally truly found. You're home, the wait is done. Our after has officially begun. The calendar is finished, throw it out. This is the love we never live without. It's over. It's over, you're finally home. Your face is thinner and your hair is short. You're my familiar final safe harbor port. I whisper hi, you laugh and say I'm back. You're the only thing my life would ever lack. The static and the fears were just a ghost. 'Cause this is what I always wanted most. You're home, the wait is done. Our after has officially begun. The calendar is finished, throw it out. This is the love we never live without. It's over. It's over, you're finally home.
The taste of iron's in my mouth, the roar is turning low. There's a kindness on the canvas that the conscience never know. My corner screaming something about my dignity and pride, but there's a quiet little whisper from a braver place inside. The referee is counting, I can see his fingers rise, and the whole damn world is reflected in his tired, patient eyes. One for the failure, two for the fall, three for the moment you forget it all. But the ghosts of every promise that I made when I was young are circling the rafters, and they're speaking all in tongues. So I'll find it in my blood and in my bones. Get up and listen to the groans. Let the storm come, bring me on the stones. I will not be leaving here alone. The bell is gonna ring for the last round, and you're gonna find me standing on my own 2 feet on holy ground. My vision's coming back in shades of black and white and red. The strategies and planning have all fallen from my head. It's not about the victory, it's not about the prize. It's about the single burning fire that will not compromise. The other fighters waiting with the champion's cruel grace. He can't believe the smile that's spreading out across my face. 7 for the sorrow, 8 for the pain, 9 for the rising up to fight again. 'Cause the ghosts of every failure I have known and I have been are screaming from the cheap seats that it's time for me to win. Enemy spotted! Tonight I feel like the world won't miss me. So much to say, but there's no one listening. If we're alone, are we all together in that? I threw a penny in a well for wishing, and prayed for all the things I think I'm missing. A little time is all I really need. I am doing the best I can with everything I am. Don't you know nobody's perfect? Do you understand how hard I'm trying to do the best I can? The best I can. A second chance to give you something. It takes a lifetime to come from nothing. I refuse to believe in running away. No, I am doing the best I can with every